Hey, welcome to Glue Wednesday as you're looking at the live broadcast. Well, no, as you're looking at the tape broadcast. I'm Sporty King. I'll be your host. I've got a nice little show today. I'm calling it talking about respect. But for those of you who've never done Glue Wednesday before, a lot of times people, the reason I created it is because a lot of times people say that Wednesday is hump day. And I say, because of my word sensitivity and just enjoying the human vocabulary and our opportunity to be creative with where we're going, and sometimes recognize that people take things literally, literally in literacy. So I say that Wednesday is not necessarily the hump day. It's not necessarily the day that is the middle of people's work week, because actually the middle of a traditional 7-day work cycle. And I say that instead of calling it a hump day, why don't we call it the day that keeps the weekend and the weekend and the week beginning together? So let's call it the glue. Let's call it the day that keeps it together, because we don't need to hump, we need to keep it together. And so the glue for me is GLUE, God's love undoes everything. Reminding us that when we have God's love in our lives, we can undo the problems and the challenges, because we'll find ways to keep it together and show our faith. So whatever you're going through, you can keep it together. And as one thing that we'll end up talking about today, it takes commitment to keep it together, because keeping it together is a mindset. It's not as automatic as some people like to think it is. It's actually a commitment and a mindset. Hey, Adrian, what's up? And so we're going to talk about respect. We're going to talk about keeping it together, and we're going to talk about the glue in less than 2 minutes as we get ready for the live broadcast, and people as Facebook builds the audience. But Adrian, my homegirl, younger sister, I'm glad things are all right. Good to see you on the broadcast. Hey, check it out. I'm right up here broadcasting from my dog's house right now on 147th and Lenox. I'm going to be leaving town today. So, but it was a good visit coming home. There's nothing like going home. You know, I've lived in now New York, Massachusetts, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and I'm now in Charlotte. I've been in Charlotte 9 years, and it's so funny because people say, well, which one do you like better? And I don't even hesitate to say New York. You know, this is home for me, and I don't. And the reasons I've enjoyed living in all of those other places, because I don't look for New York wherever I go. I look for Sporty, and I'm always going to have a good time. What's up, Lisa? My good buddy down there in South Carolina. But yeah, your hometown, and to me, unless you had one of those situations where you escape from your hometown, in most cases, your hometown should be where you actually enjoyed living the most. Or when people want to compare, well, how do you compare to where you live? I say, well, I like New York the best. And if I could live the lifestyles that I lived in the other places based on the economy, in New York, I would choose New York. If I had the type of money and could live in the type of places and do the things that I did and learned, and my exposure to other areas and parts of the country, I would much rather do all of that in New York, because it's just that one more option, So love your hometown. A lot of times we give it some answers based on what somebody else says. That's where we see the cliches in our lives. That's where we see some of the decisions we make. And I think it's important that you don't allow other people to have that much influence over your life to where you don't even hear what you're saying when you're talking about what you believe in. We've got less than a minute to go for the live broadcast. Hey, what's up? Hey, Kathy. I was one of my cadre partners there. And the cadre partner that I remember, and Lisa, this connects to you, because I'm on a contract with the military called a Yellow Ribbon Reintegration Program. And what it does is it takes care of our service and family members that are going through the deployment cycle. And I'm glad that a lot of you have asked me that when this happened, some of them, they still saw my face. Some said they only they only heard my voice. So quick, give me some answers in there if I need to cut it off and restart it. But yeah, Lisa, thank you. My favorite motivational person in the world. Thank you. And Kathy is another one of those people in terms of what we do with the Yellow Ribbon Reintegration. Consider moving to a better signal or you can end the broadcast. Okay, I'm going to move my computer and see if that makes the difference for me. Okay. All right. You just unplug the device. Yeah, I know that. Okay, let me see if this thing, if I can get a better signal from another spot. Is that signal working any better for anybody? It says it's trying to reconnect. Boy, technology is hilarious. All right, now I just see that I'm a blind spot. Now I see I'm a silhouette. Okay. All right, I think, well, that's weird because, I'm going to give that one more shot, this spot over here. And if this spot doesn't work, I think well, let me know. Are y'all seeing the broadcast? Because you know what? Maybe we don't need to worry about seeing it if you're hearing the message. Got to be just fine. Let me see what the comments are saying. Hey, Kathy. Hey, let me know if y'all are seeing the broadcast or it just went away. Maybe I'm talking to myself right now and just need to totally reconnect this whole thing. Because the Facebook is saying trying to reconnect. This happened last week. That's so weird. I think I'm going to drop because I don't see anybody answering, and then just restart it. That seems like the best way to go. So this was part 1, and then we go back to part 2. No, I've got it. It's already, yeah. That's why, I mean, it wouldn't have